Hi friends, Genta here, and I cannot believe that this is the very last episode of the teacher vlog for this season. Like, what? The school year is almost over, and I wanted to bring to you the best episode yet. And that's why I invited my friend Kayla Delzer to this episode. She is talking about something super cool and super important in the classroom, and that is flexible seating. Now guys, I'm sure you've heard of it. It might feel a little trendy, but here's the thing. This is something that is not going away. It's not the new hot trend in education. This is something that is here to stick, and Kayla is going to be dishing out 2 quick tips on things that you need to hear about flex seating. Now, at the end of the episode, stick around because I want to give you one final farewell message. But for now, let's get rolling with this exciting episode. Here is Kayla. She is just truly like a breath of fresh air. We met the first time at Teacher Heart Out Nashville, and I think her positivity is electric, and she's just doing incredible things for education. So welcome to the vlog.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad that we can make this happen today.
I know. And you're celebrating School Spirit Day, rocking your mascot there. Perfect. Yep. Love it. Okay, so you have kind of become known as like a flex seating guru. You're a supporter of it, and you're here sharing 2 tips on this, and I'm super excited about. So why don't you go ahead and give us your first idea?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is that if you're going to be incorporating flexible seating, it's more than the furniture. It's actually really not about the furniture. It's more about a mindset shift and sort of a philosophy shift that you're having as a classroom teacher. And so you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff to make flexible seating happen. It's more about looking at what you have in your classroom and how you could use it to allow your kids to have more choice inside of your classroom. So I think that some of the times when there's a pitfall of flexible seating or something that doesn't work, it's because teachers go all out buying lots of furniture and then being like, oh, it's not working, but it's because they didn't have that shift inside their head yet.
Yeah. Interesting. No, I think that's a really good point, because I think sometimes in education we jump into things that maybe are trendy or they're the hot thing, but I love that, like, you got to get your mind right before you can get your classroom right on it.
Right. Like, you can have all the most flexible seating in the world, but if your classroom, if your teaching isn't flexible, it's not going to be the best that it can be for your kids. It won't work. You can't be a traditional teacher with flexible seating. Like, you have to be flexible seating and a flexible teacher.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, cool. So we've got our mind right. We're feeling good about it. We're open to the idea. So what's next? What's the next tip?
So the next tip I would say is one that I rely on every fall. So we do what's called 10-day of discovery. So they spend 1 day at each of the types of seating for the entire day before I just allow open seating choices. Because I've really found that kids don't know where they learn best yet, because maybe they've come from traditional places where they were told where they learn best, or maybe there's only been one choice ever for them. And so when you open up 10 different choices, or however many choices you have, it can be overwhelming for them. And they might think that they know where they learn best, but they really don't until you give them that chance. And so whether you have 7 types of seating, or 5, or 3, or 10, like in my classroom, I happen to have 10 different options. So we spend a day at all of those. And then after those 10 days, they have free choice seating. They get to start self-selecting.
Yeah. I love that. That's kind of like one of those, you don't know what you don't know. So a seat might look cool, or it might look comfortable, or it might, like, just aesthetically like, oh, that's the one for me. But then you get into it. And I love that you have to spend the whole day there. Like, give it a shot, try it out, figure out what works best. And then, so after that 10-day time frame, what does it look like after that for your kids?
So on day 11, we assign classroom norms. So my kids come up together with what do they need in order to make flexible seating work, and what do I need as the classroom teacher. And so it really puts the ownership on those kids. If they know if they're going to have flexible seating, there are these expectations that come with it. So they sign the norms on the bottom, and then I allow them to start self-selecting seats. And so that could mean maybe they try a ball chair in the morning and they try a standing table in the afternoon, or maybe they want to switch it up throughout the day, and that's okay. And so just being flexible with letting them choose and move throughout the day works for me. So there's also been teachers who have done like, you find the seat and that's where you are for the day, or you have a home seat, or however you want to do it. It's really up to you. I don't think there's like a right or wrong way. For me, it's just I kind of let it be open throughout the day.
Yeah.
If kids are not learning the best at that seat or not working their hardest at that seat, I'll ask them to reset, which just basically means like get ready back to learning. Maybe you need to change what you look like or what you are listening like, but we need to change something about how you're learning. And if the seat is still the problem after a reset, then I'll just ask them to choose a different seat where they can do better learning.
Yeah.
So just kind of knowing what your threshold is. Like for me, I'll give a reset, and if it's still a problem, then I will end up moving kids. But I sure don't move kids very often because they love having the choice, and they like sitting where they like sitting.
Right. And I think that's so cool, because I think that goes into that mindset that you have as a teacher. When you're flexible as a teacher, that kind of carries over into the kids. And when you're doing special things with kids that are different and they're outside of the norm, don't you find that kids are more receptive to following the expectations because they realize this is special? She's really going out on a limb for us. She's giving us freedom. Like, let's make sure we're supporting our teacher.
100%. Yeah. And I think that they're just so invested in it too, and so they don't want to lose that privilege. So it's just become part of what we do, and they know the expectation, and it's been really an easy process, actually.
Cool. And you are actually currently writing a book, right? Tell us just a little bit about that.
I just had a call last night, actually, with Dave Burgess, because we're getting towards that point now where we get to start making some of those layout choices. And so it's not going to be, flexible seating is not traditional, so it's not going to be a traditional layout or a traditional book. And I can't give more details than that right now, but it's going to be full of lots of pictures.
Cool.
And I get to feature classrooms from around the world who have incorporated flexible seating. And I think that's really one of the powerful things about teaching, especially when you're writing a book, is being able to elevate other teachers. And so I'm going to be featuring preschool classrooms who are doing it all the way up to university classrooms who are using it. And
awesome.
Lots of pictures, because to me, when you think of flexible seating, it's much easier to picture how to do it when you are literally looking at a picture than reading, reading, and reading. And so I'm really excited about where it's going, and so is he. And so Dave Burgess is the publisher, and we're shooting for getting it out in 2019 or early 2020.
Cool. Good for you. Congratulations. That's amazing. Thanks. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so I like to end kind of with maybe a question to you on the topic. And I've had some colleagues who've done this, and some teachers in the districts that I work in. And one question that pops up is like, what do you do when it doesn't work? Like, what do you do when the haters who are saying that can't possibly be what's best, that can't possibly be effective?
Okay, so two things. For me, I always go back to, again, if you're going to be having flexible seating, you need to be having a flexible mindset. So if you are still teaching in the traditional way where kids are sitting in desks and you're doing a lot of lecturing, flexible seating probably isn't the best match for that style of teaching. And so making sure that your style of teaching is matching what your classroom environment is designed as, I think that's key. But also, I just want to say, I've also heard teachers who say, well, my kids need more structure, or flexible seating doesn't have structure. And I would say, since I switched to flexible seating, my classroom has far more structure than it ever had. And I think that's because we have the norms, we have the expectations, And they want to sit where they want to sit. And
Yeah.
so I don't have the problems that I would have if I just had one size fits all learning for kids, because we know that that's not best practice in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say, like, flexible seating does not mean a lack of structure.
Yeah.
And again, it just goes back to that changing your teacher mindset. Because, like I said earlier, you can have all the best flexible seating in the world, but if your teaching is not flexible, it's going to flop. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, this is so good. Thank you so much. And we can't wait to learn more about your book, and we can find all of, and even pictures of your own classroom on Instagram. People can connect with you. All right.
Yep. And on my blog, topdogteaching.com, right in the middle, there's a big square that says flexible seating resources, and every podcast, every interview, every article that I have been interviewed for or written is there for you to use.
Cool.
So head over there. You could spend lots of time going through all those resources if you are really interested.
Awesome. All right, very cool. Thank you so much for your time. It was great chatting.
You too. Good to see you, Monica. Thank you.
Love her. Like, love, love, love her. One of my most favorite points that she made was that flexible seating is a mind thing for the teacher before it's an engagement thing for the kids. And if you as the teacher are concerned about classroom management when using flex seating, I think Kayla brought up some good points there as well. That it has actually caused less management issues, less behavior issues than before she had it. Like, that's what changing your mindset as a teacher can do. It's time to bust those walls down of traditional classrooms and get our kids learning and engaging and motivated in unique ways like we've never seen before. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, definitely take a look at Kayla's blog and her Instagram. You can connect with her below. And I just wanted to say, happy summer. You guys, this is the time in the year where you as the teacher get to recharge, reflect, and just reestablish you as a human being. Like, teachers are real people. It's crazy. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me all season long. Thank you so much for supporting the teacher vlog. Now, I know summer is starting, but guess what? Teachers love to start thinking about the next school year. You know you're doing that. You're thinking about, what do I want to change? What do I want to read? Is the professional development, when we go back in August, is it going to be good? These are all normal teacher thoughts. Guys, one thing that I love doing is connecting with teachers from all over the globe and making sure that the professional development that is happening in your schools is meaningful. I know Kayla shares this same passion. If you want to make sure that the PD is engaging and fun and meaningful, reach out. We would love to work with you in your school district to get something set up. You can click the link below for my website and we can get the ball rolling. Also, if you've never heard Kayla speak, she is incredible also. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of this episode. As you walk into your school for these final times this school year, remember one really important thing. Hey, you got this. Bye, guys.